Hello, it's Rose Gwyther here. Today is Thursday, and today I'm going to talk about Savvy Minerals Foundation. So this, to me, when it says foundation, I kind of feel like this is the one I should start with first, because it is the foundation of all the rest of your face, usually. There's a few products that you can put on beforehand, and we'll talk about them a lot later. Right now, we're just going to get you started with using some Savvy Minerals makeup. So let's start with the foundation. Now the foundation comes in this wonderful little container. We'll talk about that in a little bit more. But it's a clean, mineral-based formula that's easy to apply for your whole face, and it lasts all day long. This container costs $45.75. Overall, it does have a environmental working group rating of a 2. Very, very good for a makeup. Because there are so many makeups that have so many bad products in them, so many bad ingredients in them. Now this makeup helps to diminish the appearance of imperfections and blemishes. Also helps to minimize the appearance of your pores. It brightens your complexion so you look more radiant. It absorbs excess oils. It's buildable, and we'll talk about that as we go through this series with the Savvy Minerals makeup. But things are buildable, so if you put something on and it doesn't quite look right, you can build on it. You can add to it, and it won't cake up and get all funky. It's like I said, it lasts all day. It's ideal for sensitive skin. It's probably not going to be ideal for everyone. I know there are some people that cannot do this. But for most people, I have sensitive skin, and I've had no problems with the Savvy Minerals makeup, and I have used it for years. It's vegan friendly. It's not tested on animals, and it also is formulated without any talc or parabens, phthalates, petrochemicals, or synthetic fragrances. And that's important. Talk about synthetic fragrances, because if your makeup says fragrance on it and that's it, there's stuff in there you'll never know what it is, and you probably shouldn't be using it on your face. Your face absorbs a lot of stuff. It gets into your stream. So let's talk about the ingredients. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about these than I usually do, because there's a lot of the same ingredients in the Savvy Minerals makeup, and that way I won't have to really address them every single time. I can just tell you mica. Mica is the first ingredient in this, and it's an important mineral ingredient. It's used a lot in cosmetics and widely used to add shimmer and sparkle to your skin. And because it's a naturally produced, it's one of the most well-loved ingredients that's used by organic and natural beauty brands, and it's safe on most all skin types with little or no side effects. So mica is a naturally occurring group of silicate minerals. Now what does that mean? Well, it's actually used or comes from stone, and it's widely distributed amongst a bunch of different types of rock. So they don't use any one type of rock, but it often occurs as flakes and scrapes and sheets. It has been used by people since prehistoric times. So this is how they made their makeups, I guess we could say, in Cleopatra's time. The level of the heavy metals in mica are regulated by the FDA, and a small amount may eventually be in your cosmetics or your personal care products, but it does not pose a risk to human health. So mica has an EWG of a 2. Great ingredient to have in any makeups. The next ingredient is called boron nitrate, and this is a polymorphic chemical compound consisting of boron and nitrogen. It is a synthetic. It's an inorganic powder, but it has great absorbent properties similar to those in natural powders such as talc. And we know we don't want to use talc. So this is the alternative to talc. It functions as a lubricant and an optical diffuser, and it often is used to give you that soft focus of the powder. So it's not harsh looking, and it gives you this shimmery and the translucent finish to your face. It also helps to blur the appearance of wrinkles and discolorations and create an overall smoothness in your face. And that's what you want your skin to look. You want your skin to look smooth. It provides silky, smooth feeling. It's good for skin adhesion properties. So in other words, it helps your makeup to stay on longer for longer periods of time. It also has the ability to get rid of your excess oils that's in your face and distributes the pigment evenly. This boron is an EWG of 1 on the rating, which is just, can't get better than a 1. 1 is what you want everything to be, because that means it's very natural and it's great for you. The next one is a liolin lysine. It's an amino acid, natural coconut fatty acid. Okay, it's derivative from natural coconut fatty acid, like coconut oil, and it helps to condition and soften your skin. This also has an EWG of 1. The next one is an extract from the bark of the aspens. The main ingredient to use the aspen bark extract, it acts as a natural preservative, so it keeps our makeup from staying good and not going rancid. It also gives you a smooth feeling to your face and has a conditioning properties to help keep the skin smooth and soft. And this one also has an EWG of 1. So you can see right now we've had a 2, a 1, and a 1, and a 1. So this makeup, that's why it has an EWG of 2. The next one is kaolin clay. And this is a natural occurring clay that's used in cosmetics, and it's used for absorption. So it helps to absorb the moisture, the excess oils in your skin. It's also known as China clay. I have never heard it referred to as China clay. And it's one of the gentlest versions of a cosmetics clay available for our skin. It can possess absorbent, skin soothing properties without stripping away any natural oils, and it gets rid of the skin's surface of unwanted buildups and impurities. So that's important. This also has an EWG of 1. So we're doing good. We're doing good with the ingredients so far. Silica. Silica is also called silicon dioxide, and it's a mineral. It's used in cosmetics and personal care products, and it means that the silica has no definite form. Okay, so it's used an absorbent powder and thickening agent for cosmetics. And this also helps with distribution of the pigment colors and prevents them from settling in the makeup. So it keeps them uniform in your makeup. And it also helps other ingredients to absorb together. This is a 2 on the EWG scale. Now, this particular makeup also may contain other items. And these other items are some mica, and it has a certain number with them. And if you look up this number, 77019, it's a specific natural mica that gives the natural translucence to your face. It says it may contain, so we really don't know if it does or not. But I still looked it up. It's used for coloring the product, and it also makes sure that it's safe for going around your eyes. You don't want to necessarily put it in there, but it is safe for using around your eyes. And this particular mica has an EWG of 2. Still, we're doing really, really good. Now we come to titanium dioxide. And this one has, I think, a 3. Yes, EWG of 3. So this one's a little bit harsher of a ingredient when it comes to your makeup, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It has some pros and cons, and I'm going to go over it with you. The pro is it's a great high coverage power. It has high coverage power to it, to the product. A con is it can make you be sensitive to it. So if you're sensitive to some makeups, you might want to find out if it has titanium dioxide in it, and it might be your culprit. Another benefit of the titanium dioxide is it provides some UV protection. So that's good. So it helps you so you have some UV protection from the sun. A big con of the titanium dioxide, though, is that U.S. does not have to currently disclose if they have any of the particles of titanium dioxide and whether they're nanoparticles or micronized. So the titanium dioxide that's in the nanoparticle form is there to help with the sunscreen. But they don't necessarily have to tell you that. And that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, because it's still an EWG3. It's just, I don't know why they just don't tell you what they have in them. But Young Living is telling them they might have it in here. They're not really telling me it is there, that it might contain it. Then also there is this manganese violet, which is a violet pigment used for the makeups. And it can be in more different kinds, but it's helped to provide a violet color to the cosmetics. And this is an EWG of 1, so that's no problem if they add that to get help with some of the shading. Also, they have iron oxides in here, and they have 3 basic shades, and this is what helps give us the different tones of the makeup, and I'll talk about the different shades that we have. But it's made, iron oxide is made of iron and oxygen, just what the name is. It uses coloring agents. It's been that way since the 1900s. It's natural. It's for example, it's the rust is a type of a color in the iron oxide. They're safe. They have an EWG of 2. You don't have to worry about it. And this makeup can have 1 of 3 or a combination of 3 different iron oxides that give you the red, the yellow, and the black. So they probably say that they may contain, because it depends on your shade that you're getting. And like I said, there's a lot of different shades. There's actually 3 cool shades, cool 1, 2, and 3. 3 warm shades, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 dark shades, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, depending on your shade, it's going to depend how much you have iron oxides or manganese pigments in them to make your particular shade for your makeup. So they don't tell you exactly what's in all of them, but you might have these. But they're still all within a great number in the environmental working group. There are 3 and under. Only the 1 titanium dioxide was a 3. All right, so now, how do you use this? Very, very simple. For best results, they say to use a foundation brush. This is a wonderful brush. It is so soft. I thought I had good brushes before I got these. I think I've said that before. These are just wonderful brushes. I had taken my old ones and put them in my travel kit, because I said, oh good, I'll have these good brushes for my travel kit and I won't have to worry about. No, I had them one time after using these. I went on a trip with the old brushes. Couldn't stand the harshness that it was giving my skin. End up buying brushes for my travel kit. The reason why I buy them, I don't forget them. You know, you use this stuff just before you leave on your travel, and I've been known to leave stuff home because I used them that morning, forgot to pack them, So I always have a double pack for my travel kit. So I bought the ones that I use the most. I didn't buy them all, but I bought the ones I use the most for travel. I can get away with it for a week or 2 or 3. But I just love this. So anyway, you have a foundation brush, and I highly recommend that we get these, and we'll probably talk about this again. So what you do is you have the jar and a lid. So you put a little bit of this foundation in the lid. So you just tap a little bit in there. You don't have to tap a lot, because a little goes a long ways when it comes to this stuff. Okay, and then you just put it in, put your brush in here, tap off the excess, and then you start using circular motions, okay, to get your makeup on. Make sure you go all the way up into your hairline, because if you don't, you'll see the difference and you'll look really weird because you have this color on you. So you do those, and I always take my chin down a little bit just to kind of get it in the bottom so we don't have this line down along my chin. Okay, so that's all you do. You just keep repeating that until you get what you want. Of course, I usually do this before I do my hair, so I don't have to worry about this. Okay, and then you just continue with the other side. See, I can get this right underneath my eye if I want to, with no problem. Get up here, along the ear, along the bottom. Okay, so that's what you do until you're satisfied. And if you want more, just do more. But you know, it's amazing how much it covers, how well it looks with just a little bit. And look, this goes a long way. Of course, I haven't been using this a lot lately because a lot of times I'm wearing masks. Why even bother with this? I just do my eyes. But when it's a special occasion or whatever right now, I'm always making sure that I have my foundation on. So, how do you know what your skin, what is your shade? What is your shade? It's hard to figure out. When you first start, it is hard to figure out. The best thing for you to do would be to come to a beauty school, but we haven't had one for a very, very long time, where you could actually test out the shades. But what you do in the meantime is, what would you do if you went to the store and just all of a sudden just had to buy something, or you're buying something online because you don't want to go to the store right now? You're going to buy a shade. So you would have to buy a shade. You would have to look at this. It's online. So you can kind of look at the shade and compare to maybe what you have today and try to pick one. Now I use a lot of cool 1 and 2 and warm 1 and 2. So I can wear both cool and warm. Some people can, some people can't. So, but you have to figure that out yourself. You can mix these. If 2 is too dark and 1 is too light, you can mix 1 and 2 together and make your own little container full of the makeup and do it that way. But how do you know if you're cool or warm? Well, some hints are, what kind of jewelry do you wear? What kind of colors do you wear? What are the veins in your arms? Okay, so you turn your arm upside down. Is your veins blue or green? If it's blue, you're more cool. If it's green, you're more warm. If you're kind of in the middle, you're probably both, so you can get away with either one. So what kind of jewelry do you wear? Do you wear silver jewelry or do you wear gold jewelry? So if you're silver, you're probably more of a cool. If you're gold, you're more of a warm. Now, of course, if you have dark skin, then this totally, you just have to decide between the 1, 2, 3, and 4 what's for you. So you don't have to worry about, am I cool or I'm warm, I'm dark. So that's kind of easy, but then figuring out the shade is still hard. And also, what color clothes do you wear most? Now, if you tend to wear black and blue and green and blue-red clothes, you're probably a cool shade. But if you wear reds and browns and creams and ivories and yellows, you're probably a gold, you're gold and gold jewelry, then you're probably a warm shade. But that doesn't mean that's what you are. It's just a place to start. So it's not all encompassing to try to figure this out, and it's not easy. But if you're kind of like, oh, well, cool or warm one, it might be a little bit too dark. Let's start in the middle. Get a two, depending on the warm or the cool. But also, you can change in the wintertime because you're not in the sun all the time. So your skin can change because you're not getting that sun, you're not getting that tan. So it can change. But regardless of what you have, you will love. I love. Like I said, I've been using this stuff since before it was Savvy Minerals. It was Sweet Savvy Minerals when I started using it, and then Young Living bought it from Melissa Pepping, and it's been great ever since, and they've expanded the inventory that Melissa had. So that's what I have for you today, and I hope it was helpful for you. And I'll be back. Won't be back next week because I will not be available next Thursday. But I'll be back after that, I hope, and we'll go on to another product in the Savvy Minerals line. Bye.